Back. WAJR's Ask the Experts continues, and it's sponsored by HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness, and I'm joined by the president of HealthWorks, Jack Brautigam. Our topic today is physical therapy, what to expect when it comes time to get physical therapy. One of the great questions, Jack, that we oftentimes talk about is when it happens, how does it happen? In other words, how do I get to go see you? It's changed over time. In the past, do you need a doctor's prescription? Do you have to go see a doctor first? What if I wake up in the morning and I absolutely can't even turn my head? I know who can fix me. It's you. How does it work?
That's a great question, Tony. It's different for different people. It's kind of like the coronavirus. It's a moving target.
Yeah.
I can see someone as a physical therapist, a licensed physical therapist in the state of West Virginia. I can see patients without referral. You can come and see me. Now, whether your health insurance pays for it, there might be some other regulations that they have. They may require a physician referral to pay for your physical therapy sessions, and that's where it's important. Like our office people know what insurances can be seen without referral. They know which ones require a referral. When people call in, they usually give them that information, and it's really interesting because with higher deductibles in the insurance business for medical care, there's a lot of practices now that are reverting back to, instead of insurance-based physical therapy practices, they're a cash-only practice. So that's important when you call in to ask about, do I need a referral? Can I be seen? Like with Medicare patients, we can see a Medicare patient initially and send along a plan of care to a family physician. The family physician signs a plan of care. Medicare covers it. So there's different restrictions based upon the insurances.
Everything is different in regard to a patient. You could have someone come in there for a couple of visits and on they go to their merry way. Others can be much more extended. Can you kind of give us an overview of what folks need to expect when they begin this process?
Right. And just like you said, we may see for the exact same condition based upon the patient. We may see some person 3 times a week for 4 weeks. We might see someone with the same condition based upon their knowledge of exercise or how we get along and what they understand, what they've been through before. We may see that patient once a week for 4 weeks, or I'll see them once and I'll tell them to come back in a month to see how they're doing. So it's very important that both the patient and the therapist communicate that what's going on. And really, I just got done with a continuing education course not too long ago that said the success of physical therapy is based upon patient expectations. If they think the course of treatment's going to work, as well as how deeply the therapist believes in what they're doing to that patient, how it's going to work. And so it's very important that, like I said, there's a lot of ways to get to the same thing with regards to the type of exercise that we do and the frequency and the duration.
One of the great observations that I've always had of HealthWorks since its very beginning, when John Spiker and you put this together, was your ability to hire, talking about physical therapists. You guys built a cookie cutter of the kind of a person that you want in there treating people. And I've never once had a bad experience. You got really good people that take care of folks in there. Can you give me, general manager, building a team together, what is the protocol in order to get onto that staff?
We talk about some of our criteria that we have for selection when we interview people, and we look at people who have very sound morals and judgment, and they're inwardly sound and outwardly focused, to steal some phrases from one Tim Spiker, who talks about leadership development, John's son. And I think Tim was fortunate enough to be around his father that it was like symbiotic. You know, he learned things about leadership that he didn't know that he was learning at the time. But we've been very fortunate with our staff. You know, we have a Jordan Feathers, we have Travis Rummel, we have Mike Curley, we have some people that have been with us a long time. And unlike our politicians these days, there is no rush to judgment. There is, you know, you take a look at something, don't think you're seeing something. Know what you're seeing. Do a sound evaluation. You maybe make a plan of care. When that person comes in the next time, it's the same thing. I'm going to evaluate you, even though it's not truly an initial evaluation again. But I'm looking at some things to see if anything I've done is positive. You know, because if we're not making progress, if we're not constantly evaluating, then we don't know what's good and what's bad.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get into some other topics when we return. You're listening to Jack Brautigam, the president of HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness. If anything that we say gets you intrigued or interested, or you have other questions, you can certainly call HealthWorks at 599-2515. That's 599-2515 with multiple locations throughout the area. We've got more coming your way. Stay with us. Ask the Experts, sponsored by HealthWorks Rehab and Fitness.